Okay, we've got a question here. I want to pick your brain on sleep, water, and sugar a bit more. This is from the durianrider.com coaching group. This question is a good question. I'm curious to know why you mention sleep and water along with sugar so much. If someone is eating 10 grams of fat or less per day, how will a fella get fat if he doesn't drink enough water and if he only sleeps like 5 hours? If the fat you eat is the fat you wear, then why does one have to monitor their water intake and sleep times? If the issue is hormone imbalance, then what would make one fat if the fat intake is super low? Does this mean that eating carbs are turning to fat if all three things are not in sync? So let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Great question. When you have enough water, you can produce enough blood. All right. The more blood you have, the more fat you can burn. As we know, based on the evidence, on the science, it takes 3 kilos of oxygen to burn 1 kilo of fat. So the more blood you have, the more oxygen you can uptake, transfer, deliver to your cells to burn that fat off. If you have less oxygen, you burn less fat, okay? So you can literally have 2 twin brothers or 2 twin sisters, obese, and if you give one some blood boosting techniques, my protocols, he will burn more fat. Let's say they're strapped in a bed, force fed the same sugar diet I recommend. The one who has more hemoglobin, more oxygen in his blood, will burn fat rapidly more than the twin who's doing everything else the same but has less oxygen coming in because he has less hemoglobin, okay? So, and the water's the first thing that, you know, like dehydration is like, it affects your discs in your back, it affects your blood. But we're talking about fat loss here. If you're dehydrated, you can't take in as much oxygen as you could if you were hydrated. So if you're drinking bottles of water and you're peeing clear every 2 hours in summer and probably every 3 hours in winter during the day, in the evening, you're going to be better hydrated, okay? It's as simple as that. So that's why all my girlfriends are always slim, because they're always on the water. They're peeing all the time. Every 2 hours, tinkle, 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 pss, 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 okay? That's as simple as that. So the more water you drink, the more blood you'll have, and the more fat you will burn at rest. Why didn't I learn this on the TV? Just Google up, how do we burn fat? We burn fat in the flame of carbohydrate, in the flame of sugar, and with oxygen. If you don't have the oxygen, can't burn the fat. Simple as that. So that's why water's so important. And primarily, I mean, we're just talking about fat here. We're talking about digestion and mood and everything else.
How about anemic anorexics?
How about them?
They keep losing fat and muscle and bone.
Because they're on like 300 calories a day, pretty much, you know. So yeah, but look how sick they get, all right? And look how bad they feel. And look what happens when they rebound. You know, an anorexics will gain more weight than any other demographic once they get to recovery phase, because they've trained their thyroid, their TSH to become super suppressed, and then that TSH is just going to peak up and just rebound them as a survival mechanism. Okay, but anyway, that's sort of off track a bit there. But the topic is on the water, the hydration, you know. And so there you go there. And the anorexic will rebound. Let's say you got 2 sisters, right? Let's say you got 2 sisters. So let's say they're, you know, 6 foot tall. One of them, and they start off at, you know, 65 kilos, quite slim. Okay, and one of them's doing my protocol, and one of them does anorexia, and she goes down from 6 foot, 65 kilos down to 45 kilos, 40 kilos at 6 foot. Okay, and you've got the 65 kilo one over here doing my protocols. And the other girl's losing the weight, but look, she's losing weight. Isn't that fantastic? And then in 5 years' time, she'll be like 120 kilos. Okay, literally, she will be 120 kilos when she gets back on the SAD program and all that. And meanwhile, over here, other sisters, 65 kilos for life, doing it easy. Maybe down to 67 kilos, or whatever. Just doing it easy, you know, staying slim, no worries, no, you know, least dramas. That's how important my protocols are, how effective they are, because they focus on blood volume and blood quality, oxygen uptake, transfer, delivery. Now let's get to another one about sleep. How does sleep deficiency make you fat in the long run? It won't make you fat in the short term, but in the long run, if you have a sleep deficit, you will be a fatter version of you than your hypothetical twin who got the early nights, 8, 9 p.m. If you go to bed at 8, 9 p.m. every night for a year, you're going to look so different, like for the better, okay, versus your twin, or you're going to feel just, man. But this video is about looks. Let's be honest. People want to just lose weight and get slim, have a lean face, and have an angles and have some definition in their shoulders and collarbone lean. That's what people want. People don't care about the health too much. So we're giving them. The irony is, my protocols give you your best health, your best performance, and they also make you superbly lean if that's your goal. Not that you have to be lean, but if that's your goal. And so getting that sleep is going to increase your fat burning hormones, which are primarily estrogen and testosterone. How do they burn fat? Well, both estrogen and testosterone and pregnenolone and progesterone, and DHT, they will increase red blood cell count. They'll increase your blood volume. So if you've got more red blood cells, again, you're taking more oxygen. So that's one way. Going to bed early improves your hormones, and improve your hormones, you've got to have more blood, and you have more blood, you're burning more fat. Again, it all comes down to simple stuff. Oxygen coming in. Fat burns in the flame of sugar. Fat burns in the flame of oxygen, okay? Oxygen and sugar equals fat loss. Look it up. Look up the science of that if you want more, But for me, the science doesn't really matter. I don't care how the glass atoms stick together and hold the water in there. I'm like, it's cool. Yeah, cool, great. I just want the bottle, give me the water, and I'm doing my thing, Like I don't need to always understand the science, and I don't even know what an atom is or a molecule. If you said, draw me an atom, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, it doesn't matter. Okay, so people will try and focus on this science, and then they subscribe to guys like Andrew Huberman who just waffle on, baffle on, and they're not even lean themselves, and they've just got bags under their eyes and look really tired and stressed out and run on stims and just got no idea. And Huberman, he goes, I love mangoes, but I only have one mango at a time, and only if I've done an intense workout. Imagine the quality of life if you're only allowed to have one mango only on the days you do an intense workout. That, my friends, ain't living. And look how lean I am, man. I'm injured. I'm shredded. Look at the veins everywhere. I haven't been in the gym for ages. I can't even ride my bike. I've got some disc issues in my neck at the moment. And I'm lean, man. I'm stuffing my face every single meal. Right? If you want to be able to stuff your face with your favorite foods, pizza, bread, pasta, fruit smoothies, ice cream. I'm just gobbling down the ice cream, all right? Special types of ice cream. If you want to have those results, go to durianrider.com, get my coaching group, all right? Get my ebooks, and mate, start living life, all right? Let's start really living life, really enjoying life. Because it doesn't matter if I'm lean, if I feel like shit, but I'm lean and I feel fucking amazing, all right? Look at the glow, all right? I'm 45 and I feel fantastic.